Hi, Fashion Dolls. It is Wednesday, January 29th, and welcome back to an all new episode of Style by Stevie. Our very special guest today is a friend of the show. He needs no introduction. I think this is his sixth consecutive appearance back here in the Dollhouse as we catch up in the year of 2025. So, without further ado, let's welcome our very special guest, actor, award winning filmmaker, director, and most importantly, he is a friend of Style by Stevie. Please welcome back the incomparable Andre Joseph. And I have black too, but I'm just loving black hair for some reason. It's Paris Fashion Week, so I figured, why not? Just loving it. Hello, hello, stranger. Happy 2025.
Hello, Stevie. Happy New Year to you.
Yes. It's such a pleasure to have you back. We did our last interview last year in 2024, and this was around the time the election was going on. So much has happened since then. So before we get into all the madness, I like to do a check-in with you. How are you doing mentally? How is everything going for you now in 25?
Honestly, even given the craziness we're dealing with in the country right now, I'm feeling really good. And it's been quite a busy couple of weeks since the year began with a lot of developments on some projects, even some of the stuff that I completed recently. So I'm pretty excited and motivated to really get a lot of things done this year.
Yes, and for those of you, if you have not, please go and check out Andre's projects, The Vendetta and Dismissal Time. And with everything that is going on with the dismantling of all of these programs that people need that save their lives, and as far as education goes, Dismissal Time would be a great one to go check out. More importantly, more than ever. And I had a conversation with my guest yesterday on the importance of knowing your history, your heritage, and going back and educating yourself is important. Take advantage of these books, y'all. They are banning books in Florida. Florida is the book ban state. Florida and Texas. They are banning books left and right. And I did something. I posted something, and people are in a frenzy about it, Andre. So let me read to you what it is. Oh my goodness. Give me one sec, fashion dolls. So it says that it's a leaked memo showing that under this administration, Defense Intelligence Agency personnel have been ordered to immediately suspend observing and basically commemorizing the following holidays: Holocaust Remembrance Day, which we just celebrated not too long ago, MLK Day, Juneteenth, Women's Equality, Pride, all of these that celebrate marginalized groups. Even Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday is on this list. So I don't know how true this is, but it leaked. And this is from Occupy Democrats. This is what they're trying to do. So we need to be watching films like Dismissal Time. We need to be picking up those books. The last time Andre was here, I talked about how they were banning books on just Black literature in general, like Toni Morrison's books. I think Maya Angelou was on the list. Who else? James Baldwin. They are banning Black authors, Black books. Ruby Dee, who is a prominent figure in civil rights history. They even banned her children's book. She wrote a children's book. So Juneteenth, we talk about Juneteenth, and I remember I did my Juneteenth show last year with um, Amiri Thomas, and we were talking about Juneteenth and how important it was to celebrate that. Opal Lee, who is still alive, keep that in mind, and her legacy, everything that she endured from Tulsa to now, having this holiday as the mother of Juneteenth, to have that reversed and now turn around. This is what he plans to do, and it's all with the stroke of a pen. So yes, be vigilant, be aware to everything that is going on, and please be on your P's and Q's as to you're going to see a lot of chaos, but that's the goal. Smoke and mirrors to distract you while they're undoing what they're doing, while they're undoing it in front of your eyes. And we're all seeing it. So please be vigilant. And that's why I asked Andre that question: how are you doing mentally? Because it's all taking a toll on us. I must say, when I started off this season, which is my 19th season at that, um, it's been difficult, but I have been managing to keep myself sane by not watching mainstream news. And me and Andre have been talking about this, about supporting independent journalists more than ever. and how important it is to make sure that the truth actually gets out here. So today was the confirmation hearing for RFK Jr. No, I did not watch. Um, I'm gonna just say this: sex diary, convicted felon, brainworm, dead, decapitated whale, uh, and a dead bear cub. That's all I'm gonna say. You can make your own crossword puzzle with that later. That's all pertaining to him. And this is who is going to be in charge of health, human sciences. Y'all voted for this. This is what y'all voted for. Not us, not my audience per se, but white America. You voted for this. This is what you voted for. So if your daughter is bleeding out in a parking lot and she needs life-saving care, she will not receive that care. Today in Oklahoma, they are now considering basically locking up adult entertainers. Anybody who creates any form of adult entertainment, cinematography, anything, and I posted that in my stories. It's more, y'all. Wait, there's more. You know how they say on the game shows, there's more. Oh, I'm not done yet. This is what else they plan on doing. He just signed the Laken-Riley Act. And this required immigrants to be detained with no due process based on accusation of a nonviolent crime. I'm pretty sure y'all have seen the raids as well too. We're in the find out stage, y'all. And I've been talking to Andre about this during this election campaign season last year. So we're now here. I've warned y'all. I've told y'all. This man is not playing. And if y'all think I'm hearing people say midterms, that ain't gonna happen. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because when an authoritarian leader speaks and they say, "Oh, there's never gonna be another election. There's never gonna be another election," believe them. Because look at Russia, look at China. If you don't think that what's going on over there, how they are ruled by, with the chokehold of power, they have to abide by those rules. Don't think it's not going to happen here in the United States, because it's already happening right in front of our very eyes. And I'm Andre, and I want to know your thoughts on this too. The Hispanic and also the Latino voters. There's TikTok videos of them crying because their families are deported, Latinos for Trump, who voted for him. And they're saying, my grandmother needs to do this. My grandmother told me this in case, something happens to her. I need to do this. I need to make sure that I watch out for my family members. And it's heart-wrenching and it's gut-wrenching and sad because they are now preparing in other countries to have the people who are being deported out of this country, preparing some temporary shelter for them so that they can have something. So to the ones that are thinking that we can unite and work together, no. Kiss the blackest part of my behind. And I'm going to tell you why. Because our time to work together was November 5th, 2024. We didn't work together. Y'all y'all did everything about the price of eggs. Now, how those eggs taste now, bitch? Because guess what? The price of eggs have now skyrocketed. Those 25% tariffs, the 50% tariffs, oh, he came in and he bulldozed right over that. When other countries were trying to be like, hey, we're not paying for this. Guess who got to pay for it now? Us, the everyday consumers. And now you're seeing a lot of these brands roll back their DEI policies. We know that DEI, keep in mind, D is for diversity, right? I collect Barbie dolls, and I have an array of Barbie dolls. My favorite one is the, which one is it? Ruby Radiance. And she's my complexion. She's chocolate, beautiful, beautiful red Bob Mackie gown. When we think of Barbies, we think of diversity, right? It's all so many. It's so many different versions of Barbie. That's an example of diversity. Equities meaning that type of class right there. You're working. Inclusion means include everyone. So I'm not surprised at Target for bending the knee. A lot of these brands for bending the knee and giving him Meta, which is another platform which we're on right now, which is bent the knee. But you're not going to silence Black voices. You're not going to silence us. Because guess what happened today? Um, from basically stopping that freeze, yes, the White House just rescinded his order to freeze all federal funding, including grants for public health, education, and safety. And this would have definitely left a lot of communities devastated across the country. And then for this Republican congressman to say, hey, if the kids don't need that, they need to go to work at McDonald's. How dare you? You just took food out of your children's mouths because you think it's too woke to support black people or trans people, and who's using the bathroom and who's playing in women's sports and who's doing this and that. Culture wars was your key issue. Fear won this election. I was scared, and I told Andre, I said, I'm scared because now my platform is going to be targeted. I'm still here, and I'm not going to shut up. That just it just lit a fire under me, some kind of fire, and that's the type of fire we all need to have as black people. Be mad, be damn mad about it, because I'm damn mad every day having to tell my mom exactly what's going on with this administration, because every day is a new revelation that is coming out. Hegseth was confirmed. You think they care about his past from his mother? The behavior has to come from somewhere with him being abusive to women and not wanting women to serve in the military. And Jasmine Crockett in Texas, Congresswoman Crockett, she said this: anybody has the right to go fight and die and put their life on the line for this country if they want to. You can't just block out women. That's their choice if they want to go serve in the military. So the thing is, we're going to sock it to the libs. We're going to sock it to the libs. But you're not only socking it to the libs, you're doing it to every marginalized group, and including the people who voted for you. Y'all are feeling it too. And my colleagues, one of my colleagues, Bubs the God, he said everybody in America right now is going to feel what it's like to be oppressed. Guess who they started deporting out of this country also? Native American. And my guest yesterday, Richard St. John, and me were talking about private, he was saying something about private prisons. What do you think they plan to do with some of those private prisons? What's in that White House is a very dark, demented entity. And he is now emboldened and backed by the courts that he stacked, which I give him props on. Yeah, you did that. You did your big one with that, as the children would say. You did your big one when you stacked that court. See, the Democrats, y'all gonna have to come back. My party, you're gonna have to come back stronger. And this is what Roland Martin was saying. If you want to win this election the next time, you got to come strong. Now I have faith that people are not going to get out and vote, or there won't ever be another chance to vote, because he said, this is what he said on those stages. Hear my word, on that stage when the whole election was going on, the campaign was going on. He said, Christians, get out and vote. I promise you, you'll have it fixed so good you won't ever be able to vote again. Didn't he not say those words? Well, guess what's happening now? They are now proposing an amendment so that he can run a third term. And for anybody, let me stop you before you think. If you're thinking that this is going to apply to Obama or Biden, if they can run again a third term, no, this would be just for him, because he didn't have enough consecutive terms. Mm-hmm. And that town, this isn't the land of the free. Obviously, it's supposed to be the land of the free, but obviously they want to keep us oppressed. And I haven't seen none of y'all MAGA supporters go out here and try black people. Y'all know not who to try. But the people that he pardoned, 1,600 to be exact, one of them lost their lives. Elections have consequences. And unfortunately, this is a consequence that will stain America for decades to come. Mhm. So while we're all doing well, because I knew this was coming, I stocked up. I wanted Kamala to win, but thank the Lord I stocked up. And me being a beauty fashion influencer, I'm glad I went. Tariffs are going to be imposed on cosmetics, ladies. Yeah, I was reading it in Allure magazine. So that means if I go and I try to purchase a pair of eyelashes, I'm gonna have to pay that tariff. Well, we have to pay tax anyway. I don't think it's really a requirement for men, but women do have to pay taxes on it. It can be lipstick, it can be shampoo, shaving cream, wax, whatever. But yeah, this is what's to come. And now there's a shortage of eggs. There's a shortage of eggs. So to the farmers that were out here putting the flags up in your yard, letting us know that you're voting for this, I'm gonna say it again because I said it earlier. Uh, how those eggs taste now, bitch? How you gonna get your eggs? I just love it. I love when karma comes back to people and it realizes when we've been trying to give you the red flags and the 911 call all along, this was going to happen. This man just withdrew the United States of America out of the World Health Organization. Do y'all know what that means? The Paris climate change, the CDC, and now they're weighing the option of cutting FEMA. That means disaster relief. Remember the hurricanes? Milton and Helene, and now the California wildfires. What you think they're going to do? So many people have lost their homes, their memories they have lost. And it's all because of this administration. They do not believe in climate change. And he said it himself, climate change is a hoax. They're feeding the chickens so they can't produce the egg. Yep. And then your crops are going to be destroyed for all the farmers that voted for him. And I don't feel bad for you because you chose to vote for white supremacy. You chose to vote against your own interest. You chose to vote for misogyny. You also chose to vote for bigotry. So it was never about the price of eggs and lowering gas prices and groceries. A lot of people kept saying it was the economy, stupid. No, it was your own internalized bigotry. That's why you chose to vote for this. So that my black ass can go into the women's restroom or have the same rights as you. That's what you voted for. Or that Andre, as a black man, you know what you just did to black men? Let me tell you what you just did to black men. You brought back stop and frisk. Mm-hmm. And to any black man that's watching in this audience right now, that did not vote for this, my heart goes to you, and I thank you for not voting against us as black women. My mother is saying that Congress is not going to allow Trump to touch. Listen, that's overturned. If you don't think it's going to happen, guess again. Exactly, Deshaun. I'm not buying it either. Just like with this, when they wanted to shut the government down. They wanted to shut the government down, y'all. During Christmas holidays, how was people supposed to get things for their children and just have things in their house in general to eat? And you were going to shut down the government. Remember these things, these points that I'm making today in the show. Remember that. I love discussing politics with Andre because it's like we're in sync. And if it's not Andre that I'm discussing anything political with, then it's Christian Barber. And the night he asked me, because he started the conversation off, I try not to get political, but you guys just bring it out of me. And I guess I'm back because I said I was done with politics after the election. But for this, for black people, oh, I will never stop speaking up for my people because I know what they're trying to do. You overturned the Equal Rights Work Act of 1965 that President Lyndon B. Johnson signed. So you can be just like Hegseth. You can be an alcoholic and abusive to women and a misogynist and a Nazi and get a job. You can be white and male and get a job in this country, y'all. And the rest of our black asses is out here suffering. I mean, Donald Trump is going to get rid of the civil rights. And yeah, DEI, yeah, DEI has been their whole thing, Deshaun. That's what they've continued to attack. They don't want that. They think it's too woke. They're going to get rid of the woke leftists, Marxist liberalists. That's been their whole argument this campaign, to fearmonger to you. And y'all fell right into the trap. Trans people are not hurting women, biological women in the bathrooms. We're not. Another thing that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. said, that tap water turns children gay. He also believes, I'm not even going to get into any more of his conspiracies. If you guys watched the hearing today, y'all stronger than me, because I surely didn't. I surely did not. I didn't even watch the inauguration. I did not. And now it's been revealed that his inauguration now has low ratings. I'm not surprised people was tired. Oh, and I'm not done yet. It's off with y'all's heads to the black rappers that decided to perform for a fascist. For the same black man, for the same man, not black man, but the same man who said, oh, Africa is an S-hole country, who took out a 5-page spread on 5 young black and Latino men, who said she's not black, it's turned black. But go ahead, Andre, I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say that the Central Park Five, they were all innocent, and he was calling for their heads.
And till this day, he has never taken any accountability for it. He still puts more salt on the wound. And to add insult to injury, Snoop Dogg got out here and said, well, I'm black. This has nothing to do with you being black. We see that. That's clearly obvious. What this has to do with you selling out your people. Because Snoop, you were for the community. But you were so focused on the Paris Olympics. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I find it mighty funny. None of y'all endorsed anybody in this election. And now all of a sudden, y'all are going and went and performed for the man at his crypto ball as this fascist and racist is being sworn in. Soulja Boy, Nelly, who else? Rick Ross, who is also a misogynist as well too. He said if he hires a female rapper, he'd have to sleep with her. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I just had a conversation last week with Hope Ellis about that, about misogyny in the music industry as well as in the acting world. Go back and check out my girl talks from last week. I did one with Makila Nikki Brown, and we actually had a man on the panel joining us. So just Damon D chimed in, and it was great. And we talked about this, and he said, well, we had a disagreement. He said, I'm gonna have to interject, and we disagreed healthily. It's things like this that we need to do within the Black community, and that's have these conversations. In order for us to move past the trauma and heal, we have to have the unhealthy conversations. And my colleague Bubs the God said the same exact thing. Would you see me going on Pierce Morgan? Hell to the no. No. He wouldn't welcome my kind anyway. Black, trans, liberated woman. No. I might be too radical leftist for him, because that's what they slap the label on. Or wokeness, as Deshaun said in the comments. He's never for the Black community. He's all about a check. Snoop Dogg, yeah. Before you were speaking out against this man, and then you went to go perform for him at his inauguration. Hey, Roman. Make sure y'all go and follow Roman, amazing, dope hairstylist. And we did a film together back in 2021. It was my very first acting role and debut. It was a horror film. And he was one of the students in my class. I was the professor and he was one of the students in my class. And we had a little exchange back and forth, and it was fun. So it's called The Assistant 2. Make sure you guys go and check it out. Great film. And we did it virtually, but the exchange, He made me feel so comfortable because this was my first ever acting role. Okay, back to what I was talking about. We was talking about Donald Trump, but I had to give that plug. Girl, I'm in London now finishing my journalism degree. Hey, brother. Shout outs to my brother K Tukes. He just did a show as well, too. The K Tukes spot. And I'm shouting these people out for a reason because we need to be supporting Black businesses, Black everything more than ever. And I had this conversation with um, Andre here. We had this the night of election, and I call him and I tell him what my mom is doing and how she's going crazy and how now she gets it. She's starting to see what I've been telling her. She's starting to see exactly what I've been telling her what was coming. Now back to Snoop Dogg. Yes, Snoop Dogg was like nobody performing for his inauguration. No, and Carrie Underwood wanted the Beyonce treatment. Girl, you're performing for men who do not give two craps about women. They believe that a woman's place is in the kitchen and raising the kids, having more kids, which is why they have not restored Roe. Don Lemon broke it down perfectly. And then, oh, speaking of CNN, did y'all see Jim Acosta quit live on air? And did you see also news anchors, weather anchors who report the weather? A lot of them got laid off from their jobs. So the goal is to basically control the media. Shout outs to Danielle Moody, Mary Trump Media. She said the goal is to control the media and have it making it look well like everything that he's doing is he's perfect. He's good. No, he's not. We know the truth.
That's the
And for him to
very
party, go ahead, Andre. I'm sorry.
no, it's okay. Yeah, that that day when I woke up that morning and I saw that he had won, I only pointed my finger in one direction, and that is the mainstream media. I don't believe that the media is the enemy of the people. However, what I've seen in the last couple of weeks and months is clearly a situation in which the Elon Musks, the Jeff Bezos, the Mark Zuckerbergs, they've been plotting this for 4 years, and we didn't really realize it. And Democrats tried to play the Obama playbook. And I think they did as good as a job as they could given the situation. But you could see in those 4 years, like everything that needs to be known about Trump is already out there. We know about the rape accusations. We know about, the things he did during COVID. And yes, Project 2025 was totally in everybody's face. It was talked about, but you have these people in the mainstream media that only want to focus on Biden's age and the fact that we were in these situations with Ukraine and the Middle East. Everything was looking like chaos, and that his approval ratings were supposedly in the toilet, and the economy wasn't great, even though he fixed roads, bridges, got parts of the Infrastructure Act put together. And you really don't know what you got until it's gone. That's kind of my attitude right now. And so none of what he's doing is surprising to me. And it's the deadly combination of Trump trying to take America back to the 1950s, where it was very bourgeois and white, and we had to sit in the back of the bus. And then you got Musk, who people don't realize he's South African. That's
Came
apartheid.
right from
You
apartheid.
know what that means.
Um, I want to give a shout out to my colleague Bubs the God. He is here. Please go and follow him and sub to his channel. And he says, keep doing the work. Rome, we got so many activists and Black revolutionaries in here. We got Roman, who I've worked with in the assistant. We did the film together. Bubs, who I've had on the show previously. Andre, who also hosts a platform, who I've had on consecutively. We've got Deshaun, who's also active. Yes, a lot of Black everything in the audience. And for my ladies, because I know y'all interested in the hair, um, Pure Luck Salon, please go and check her out. Black owned, beauty salon, treat yourself. And these times, more than ever, in these dangerous times, make sure that you are being aware to what is going on, and also treat yourself. Self-care is a must in these times. So we, oh yeah, let me go back to what Naptown 82 just said in the comments about Elon Musk. Um, we had Nick Fuentes get on his podcast and say it was a Roman salute. It was a Roman salute. It doesn't take I mean, it doesn't take rocket scientists to know that this was a Nazi salute. How stupid do you think we are? Because Laura Ingraham at the RNC did the same exact thing when she came out on stage. Laura Ingraham from Fox News did the same exact thing. So now you have Elon Musk out here trying to twist it to make it seem as though, oh, well, they did it too. And he's been doing it the entire election campaign, trying to make Kamala seem as though she's a bad person. No, she's trying to help you. I bet y'all will wish y'all had her now, to the people that voted for her.
That's the thing that still bugs me to this very day is for all those blue collar, supposedly white working class folks that the media likes to put a shine on and act like they're basically the forgotten American. And there are hardworking people, but not when they're driven by the bigotry and the hatred. I want to know, for those people that had Trump as president for 4 years, how did your lives get better? Did you see your paychecks go up? Did your situation get better over time? Do you really think the food prices are going to go down or that it's going to be easier to buy a house than to buy a car? You watch it right now. It may seem like, oh, we're just cleaning up Biden's mess, but give it about a year, maybe 6 months, you're going to see a difference. And it's already going to be too late unless, and I mean, I knock on wood, but it's just so hard of a bar for it to be reached. But it would really have to take the Republicans to turn on him like eating their own if their approval ratings were to drop and if they actually started losing elections and realize he's a liability. But until that happens, they're going to treat this guy like Jim Jones to the very end.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be loyal to him, and it's because they are terrified of him. That's why they're spineless. They're bending the knee. They're giving him exactly what they want. They're not interested in bipartisanship. They're trying to put us back to sleep to try to believe the lying ass media so we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Yeah, smoke and mirrors. You see what I'm saying? I give you magic. I'm going to do this. And then there's chaos and turmoil going on behind the scenes. And we're seeing it happen in real time. And I said this to K-Tooks when K-Tooks texted me yesterday. I said, brother, this news is coming in so fast, it's like a tornado. At orb speed, it's coming in so fast, everything that he's doing. Every day is something new. It was all in the Project 2025 playbook, as Roman said in the comments. A lot of people looked at me crazy and they were saying, oh, he's not going to implement that. He's not going to do that. Well, he made a believer out of you. He made a believer out of you for real, because everything that is in Project 2025, he is implementing. The
And that's,
rollback of any. Yeah, go ahead, Andre. I'm sorry.
yeah, no, it's good. But that's again the reason why, like you, I can't watch the mainstream media anymore because for them, he says all this craziness, and then they turn around and say, "Oh, he's got a new tone. Oh, this sounds innovative." It's all bullshit. Okay, they should be listening to people like you, to Allison Gill of Mueller She Wrote, the Daily Beans podcast, to Jen Taub, to Mary Trump, to Midas Touch. Those are the people who really know what the hell is going on and see through all that nonsense. And they're not bought by some major corporation or oligarch that's telling them how to say and think what people need to know. We have to get the truth out there as much as possible, especially to those voters who bought into all the disinformation during that campaign, fueled by the Elon Musks who put in their money to fuel that campaign.
And he literally used his power. He's one of the richest men of the world. He used his power and put his thumb on the scale to get this election won so that he would win. Keep in mind, ballot boxes were set on fire. Nobody investigated that. Nobody looked into that. So that means people who already voted by mail, their votes were not even counted. Y'all didn't even look into that. We need to focus on how to move after this term. If Roman, and I'm going to put an if on that, I'm going to put a pin on that because this man said that he's not going to leave. That's the scary part. And he's got the nuclear codes. He's back in the White House, and he can do anything by the stroke of a pen. He is emboldened with power. And I don't want us to feel powerless, but I want us to feel the rage that I feel getting up. Because, see, when you have power and you unite with power, as Roman said in the comments, and you push back and you give them exactly a taste of their own medicine, oh, they back off. Fascists don't like when people come together in big numbers. So the goal is to, as Deshaun said in the comments, divide, conquer. There's still some division amongst the Black community, but we can work our own issues out. Oh, and I seen the TikTok video of the Mexican gentleman sitting there saying, well, how come Blacks don't unite? Well, look at us now. You think we sitting up here putting up with Trump's mess? We are shopping our own businesses, Black-owned businesses at that. We are spending within our community. We are organizing. We are being vigilant. We are being aware to everything that is going on. Head on swivel, because he pardoned these insurrectionists. And Lord knows what else they're going to do. But y'all playing with police officers out here. So yeah, listen, I don't think you want to do that. I think one of them got locked back up again after just getting pardoned. One of them lost his life. I'm not going to try to talk to a brick wall that doesn't want to take heed to the message. Black people are the reason all of these other ethics and minority groups have equality in America. Absolutely. And Whoopi Goldberg, she said this on The View today. She said, DEI has you sitting right up there. Carolyn Lovett, the new press secretary. Karine Jean-Pierre, I miss her so much. There's this Black woman put up with so much coming at her from Fox News, out there sitting in the, in the conference room where they have the conferences and the press briefings. And of course, you got Jesse Waters worrying about Kamala Harris and second gentleman Doug, what they doing out here. They grocery shopping. They done did what they needed to do. And I guarantee you, for the ones that didn't vote for her, I bet you want Kamala now, don't you? Mm-hmm. See, this is what you voted for. Elections have consequences. And as Andre said, we need to be supporting all of these Black media outlets. And you guys know that I will do everything possible to continue to give you the truth here. And I'm going to do it in a way where it is fierce, fabulous, right on, spot on, and straight to the point. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm not afraid anymore. That I've overcome my fear. I was scared. I thought I was going to be targeted, but it's great to know that we're all in this together, and that we are. We are. So as Romans, go ahead, Andre. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say that's the key. We have to lift each other up, and we have to support each other when we get knocked down. That, I think, is the way that you push back against fascism and anti-democracy.
And autocracy, absolutely. And Timothy Snyder wrote the book about fascism, and one of the rules is do not obey in advance. Mika and Joe, how y'all's ratings going over there at MSNBC? And newsflash, she is talking about taking away MSNBC's broadcasting license. You can't do that. You're not the president of that network. That's within the president of the network that does that. You don't have that kind of power. So he can't actually do that. But Mika and Joe, how does it feel? Because if he decides, okay, comes in and there's a certain amount of exchange, because that's how House Speaker Mike Johnson got back in office as the House Speaker.
Yeah.
There was a backdoor deal made, and we saw it on the floor right there in real time. There ain't no conspiracy. No, we saw it. Midas Touch covered it. They covered his hearing, where it was going to potentially be a new House Speaker, Hakeem Jeffries, with his fine self. But let me stop. Let me behave. But
right
yes. We would have had Hakeem Jeffries, but a deal was made for Mike Johnson to remain as the House Speaker. And he is going to continue to pledge his loyalty to Trump. He's going to continue to pledge his loyalty to him. And it's scared. One of the rules in Timothy Snyder's book is do not obey in advance. And we've seen it from Mika and Joe. As Andre said, Jeff Bezos. And now you have Mark Zuckerberg from this strange video that looked like he got kidnapped or something. And he's sitting there and telling us, well, we need such, we're going to let everybody, you want people to be able to attack marginalized groups. Quid pro quo, y'all. They're in it for the money. Trump brings the money. And that's why mainstream media outlets like MSNBC, CNN, and ABC, when they settled George Stephanopoulos, $15 million, does that ring a bell? When they've bent the knee also, Disney, because he brings the money. He's Putin's Trojan horse. Think of this as the game of Monopoly. He is one of the highest paid chess pieces on that board. So they're going to wash him and make him seem as though he's something good when he's not. When you decided to talk about Biden's age and if is Kamala black, and then the headlines this week were of things that he said that's outrageous and dangerous, and they would say he gives. I'm not even gonna. I hate saying his name. I'm gonna do like Whoopi Goldberg. You know who said this and made a fiery statement? No. His statement was fascism. That's his statement. The enemy within, I guess me, Andre, and my audience members, the fashion dolls, everybody would be the enemy within as well too. Because we don't think like him. We don't love like him. And also, y'all were so busy and focused on Jeff Bezos' wife the whole time. Look at that cabinet at inauguration. That cabinet right there, those seats, billionaires and millionaires sat front row. Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, all of them were sitting front row. Yes, the orange Voldemort, exactly. He is a demon. He is a very dark entity. But to anybody who is spiritual out here, I'd say to keep your sanity, as Richard said yesterday on the show, read that Bible. Read that Bible, know your scriptures, know how to protect your peace in these times. And my colleague Bubs, I know he's in here listening, he says this too. Tap into your ancestors. Black people, tap into your ancestors. We have the ancestors of slaves. Their blood is running through our veins. And in order for us to get free, we're going to have to leave some people behind. White racist people are scared of black power. They sure are. Because they know we got a lot of this 400 years of pent up anger and rage over here. And that's for all of us. Y'all been due, as the children would say, a fade. It's been time for y'all to get that fade. Y'all kept us shackled, separated away from each other, separated away from our families. You hurt our black men. You hurt black women. Sold us to the highest bidder. And down here in South Carolina is the root of it, transatlantic, transylvanian slave trade. So South Carolina is a part of the heart of racism. And they will definitely find ways to shut us down, but it's not going to work because we are not our ancestors. But their blood runs through our veins. Our ancestors built this country. Black people built this country. So there's no way you can erase us. There's no way you can erase Black history.
No.
And the woke Gardner, her name is the woke Gardner on YouTube. I want y'all to go and check her out. She says they can't, she came out with a video today that says, or was it yesterday, that says they can't erase us. I know exactly what they're doing by trying to roll back these holidays. and stop observing them. Juneteenth. What's another one? Black History Month, which is next month, February. Bump what he talking about. We still gonna celebrate Black History Month and Juneteenth and Pride, and then March is Women's History Month. So you're not gonna stop people from celebrating those dates. We have a Black Wall Street. Check out Oscartown. That's now Lake Lanier. Yeah, Black Tulsa, Oklahoma. We can never forget Tulsa, Oklahoma. We had Black businesses, Black stores. But as I told Richard yesterday, and in some of the past shows when I'd had this conversation with Andre, a lot of Black people are saying it. We can boycott. We did it during the Montgomery bus boycott. We didn't ride the bus. Go on. Nope. Keep it moving. We can do it again. We can gladly do it again. I think it's going to get rid of Pride because they're already trying to get rid of gay marriage in Idaho. Yeah, Oklahoma, Idaho as well too. Honestly speaking, I imagine Black America will even go harder on celebrating. We've been through the worst. Absolutely, we're not going to stop celebrating. So I say keep it going. Fuck what he's talking about. And President's Day, if you're going to cancel every holiday that celebrates marginalized groups, then you don't need to celebrate President's Day. How about that? Now, if Biden was in office, I would celebrate it. Or if she was in office, I would celebrate it. But for you, no, we're not going to celebrate. You are a fascist. You are a dictator. You are an authoritarian leader. You are the zit that just won't go away on America's face. You are the pimple that just won't go away. And as many times as you try to pop it to get the blackhead out, it still won't go away. He's that zit. What do I think about the guys? Are you asking about Gaza, Deshaun? Oh yeah, let me touch on that. Oh yeah, let me get to that. To the uncommitted Palestine, uh, what is it? Palestine uncommitted. I'm not voting for her. I'm not with her movement. Where's y'all protest now? Where's y'all protest now? Because y'all made it y'all's business to go out here and attack Black women. Talking about if you vote for her, you're not welcome within my community. And keep Palestine's names out of our fucking mouths. That's what was told to us, Black people, when we were rallying behind you, saying we stand with you. We don't want this in Gaza and Palestine and Israel. We don't want that no more. We want people to get home safely. We were standing. When we voted for everybody so that they could get better care, better health care, and better everything. We didn't vote for our own self-interest. But some of y'all stayed home. 15 million from my party, Democratic Party. I'm critical of that. And then you had some that were Biden voters that were a part of that 15 million that stayed home. And then you had some that said, hey, what's she going to do about Palestine and Gaza? And she said she called for a ceasefire. That still wasn't good enough.
And the other thing that also people say both sides, you know, that's a
both sides are the same. No. She wasn't trying to be a dictator on day one. Dictatorships don't last just for one day. It took something to happen for Hitler to end that shit in Germany. But if you know, you know. What did I think about the gays for Trump? Rob Smith online, where are you at now? Because you were one of them one Black gay ones that were out here supporting this man as he strips away other marginalized groups and communities' rights. Candace Owens, and I seen the video of the young man who did something because he was influenced by her. Y'all are dangerous. Y'all are dangerous in the Black community. And y'all have infiltrated the Black community and put targets on all of us because of the rhetoric that you decide to put out here. So when we say all skin folk ain't kinfolk, all skin folk damn sure ain't kinfolk. There are ex-gays who are actually bullying other gay men. There, oh yeah, the ex-gays, the ex this, the ex that, because I want to get right, you know, and bend the knee to this party. We don't bend the knee. Live your truth. Be who you are authentically. Don't never let anybody silence you. Don't ever let nobody silence your voice. And that was one thing she said too. Black people will not be silenced. We will resist. And you see what happens during the resistance? You see how that what he tried to do where cut federal funding for everything, how that was rescinded? That's because of our voices together collectively. So we got a lot of work ahead of us. This is not over. So I say keep them wrapped up in lawsuits. Keep them wrapped up because the more you keep them wrapped up, guess who's going to keep paying? Because Elon Musk brings the money. He can't do anything without Elon Musk. He hates it when people were calling Elon Musk President Musk. It was driving him crazy. It was getting under his skin. But Elon Musk brings the money. He's one of the richest men in the world. This is a man who has 6 failed businesses. He's going to keep doing things. He's going to keep signing executive orders. He's going to keep signing away. And the ACLU and many others, myself and other outlets, we're going to keep pushing back, calling it out. I'm not afraid anymore. No, it's not because Trump is going to get passing these laws, other laws. Yeah, he's going to keep signing, Deshaun. He's got that pen, and when he's got that pen, he's going to be sitting in there signing, and we're going to hear about it the next day. I can guarantee you, once I'm done with this show today, we're going to hear about it tomorrow morning. Trying to have robots carry babies. Yeah, so that the actual women, real people, can stay home, stay in their place. This is literally the Billionaire Boys Club. Or the He-Man, remember on the Little Rascals, it was the He-Man Woman Haters Club. Mm-hmm. This is literally the Billionaire Boys He-Man Woman Haters Club. They don't want women, they don't want trans people, they don't want queer people, they don't want nobody included into their cabinet unless you are white, rich, unqualified, and male. And Christian. That's the only way you can get in that club. And to Byron Donalds, who is still out here, mm-hmm. You're still going on these news outlets, tap dancing. Bro, just give it up. You didn't get the job. You did not get the job. It's another person that is black who he hired for the job. You didn't get it. And he is the only person in that cabinet. Oh, and to Vivek, who also doesn't believe in DEI. Vivek, what's his name? Ramaswamy?
Yes.
And Coulter, I love what she did so much. She reminded you. She said, I didn't vote for you because you are Indian. How does it feel to be oppressed? When you were sitting up here, being on the side to be white adjacent, you're a person of color. They don't want no person of color to have any sort of equality. And Ann Coulter, she reminded you real quick. Baby, when I tell you his face was on the floor, plate stone cold solid. She reminded you. She said, I didn't vote for you because you're Indian. So in order to fit in that cabinet, you got to be white, male, straight, Christian, and rich. What kind of insane shit is that? And God knows if the man is not who he is, then she has to defend herself with this problem. Yeah, that's another thing. No fault divorce. JD Vance doesn't believe in that. And if y'all don't think that RFK Jr. is not going to get confirmed, he's going to get confirmed the same way Hegseth was. Because I don't know if both parties voted no. It was a 50-50 tie. And guess who comes in as the tiebreaker? The vice president. The same for Kamala Harris when Ketanji Brown Jackson was getting sworn in. The first black woman Supreme Court justice. She came in as the tiebreaker. What you think JD Vance gonna do if they decided that? JD Vance is gonna come in and RFK Jr. will be confirmed. This man is dangerous, and his I think his niece came out and said something as well too. Shriver, I can't remember her name,
Yeah.
but she came out and she said something about him as well too, about how dangerous he was. And then come to find out he's worked at Ring of Fire with Farron Cousins. And they had to let him go over there because they noticed a shift. They need to stop using Christian in their BS. Oh yeah, but white Christian nationalism is going to be at an all-time high. And that's what Deshaun is also saying in the comments. And we've had conversations like this. So you're going to see the Kenneth Copelands, the Paula Whites, and all of these MAGA evangelists out here saying, oh, it's wrong, wrong, wrong. Trans people using the bathroom is just the wokeness. You know, it's a sin. All sorts of shit. But half of them don't even live up to that rule. And you're talking about Ryan, I think his name is Ryan Walters in Oklahoma, wanted to basically started teaching Christianity in the schools. Half of y'all don't even live up to what's in that book.
Exactly.
Look at the guy that you have in office right now. This is a convicted felon, convicted of sexual assault. But see, these Christians are not Christians. Exactly. Be having so many scandals talking about the children and how this is going to make them gay. That you're worried about the drag queens reading to the children, but you're not worried about Matt Gaetz.
And the shit they do behind closed doors too.
Oh, the Catholic Church is another one. Oh, I'm not done yet. It's off with everybody here. Saying inappropriate questions. Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. We've seen the Gates report, but since we want to declassify files, because remember, the beginning of his term, he started declassifying files, RFK, JFK, MLK. Since we want to declassify files, how about those Epstein files? How about we declassify those Epstein reports? Because we know your ass was riding around on his jet plane during your campaign trail. I mean, look at these pastors. Some of these passes with the same. Yeah, they do it. They do it. And it's just like Andre said, behind closed doors, they are the biggest hypocrites. And y'all claim to be the party of pro-life. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah. I tore into his ass in my stories, Deshaun. DJ Academics. Yeah. And he's a misogynist too. He's very misogynistic because if you go and look at every one of his music reviews, he's going at either Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, you going at Meg Thee Stallion. It's always a woman. JT from the City Girls, Carisha from the City Girls. I mean, he's always going at a woman. But you don't have that energy for Freddie Gibbs, who's a male rapper. You don't have that energy for Freddie Gibbs. Look at half of these Republicans. I look up all these articles about them. Yeah. They do it behind closed doors. But since we want to declassify files, I'm asking the question, y'all. I want to know, can we see those Epstein files? That's what I want to know. Make it fair. Since you want to declassify rights of people who did great things for this country, let's see your files. Oh, my God. Yeah, so where are these Epstein files? I want to know. And now you got Kash Patel. That's another person we need to be worried about as well, too, because if he says, go on over here and look into this person's file and investigate my political enemies. And Kash Patel is ready. He's on it. He's ready for it. So the same way that Hegseth got confirmed, RFK Jr. and Kash Patel will be confirmed. And Pam Bondi, we've seen her hearing too. She's an election denier. Couldn't even answer the question, who won the 2020 election. And you're going to see what they do. This is what they do. So say, for instance, if Andre is asking me, who won the 2020 election? I don't know. Well, we need to look into it because it's not fair. That's what they're going to do. They're going to dance around the question, all of those things. Because if you watch CNN, what's his name? Homeboy at the table got up there and was like, well, the wildfires are going on because of DEI. And he's a Trump loyalist. Scott Jennings.
Oh, that guy.
And Jasmine Crockett said, need us remind you that you were sitting at a table with 3 very qualified Black women. She gathered you. And his face, I just love watching these white men squirm as Black women in powerful positions call you out on your shit. You got a gut punch them. And that is the type of energy. The same way that they go low and they do shit to try to hurt us, we gonna have to gut punch them with the facts. I'm not afraid anymore. I was afraid before because I thought I was gonna be targeted, but now more than ever, as Andre stated, we have to stick together and be vigilant. DJ,
I think you go even further punching them. You hit them in the damn nuts.
Oh yeah, lower. Yeah, Michelle didn't even show up to the inauguration. I wouldn't have even shown up to his inauguration because he didn't even go to Biden's. And DJ Academics didn't have the same energy for Saucy Santana. Yeah, he's a coward. And I think that any man like a Pete Hegseth or DJ Academics, misogynists, they're afraid of powerful women. So how I'm being vocal now, that might turn a lot of men off. That might say, oh, well, yeah, you got a lot going on. But listen, we all can't be in this. This is off topic, but what is going on between Michelle and Barack? Nothing, Deshaun, nothing that I know of. He went to inauguration, and if it was me, I wouldn't have went. You spread birther lies about this man. You said that he wasn't born, and where is he from, and is he an American citizen? Baby, when I tell you Whoopi Goldberg's face when he came out on that stage, she had her glasses down to her nose, literally. Like, what? The audience gaps. The same shit that he did at the NABJ, it doesn't surprise me. He's going to disrespect Black people to their face. And so for Snoop Dogg, Nelly, Rick Ross, Soulja Boy, for y'all to sell us all out, especially you, Snoop, as much as impact in the hip hop world and people looking up to you. And you have a daughter. Nelly, your sister passed away from cancer. Guess what these motherfuckers are trying to do? They are trying to gut cancer research funding. And you go and you perform for this man. He pulled out of the Paris climate change, as I stated earlier, the World Health Organization, CDC, all of these things that let us know, when a sickness is coming, anything, you pulled us out of that. He did it before when he was president, when the pandemic broke out. You inherited 2 great economies from Biden and Obama. And now he is going to tank this one because there are no guardrails. The courts are packed and in his favor. Snoop called people coons, and now we ain't Black. So what can we call him now? Oh, he said he Black now. He said, oh, I'm still Black. But this man is sitting up here literally trying to strip away the rights of our people. Yeah, he was definitely talking both sides, and that's why I said he was a Trump supporter, for sure. Because none of them came out in this election, didn't endorse nobody. The only male rappers that I can say endorsed Kamala Harris. Well, Bun B will attend at the DNC. Another one is Common. Another one that I can think of is Plies. They were the only three male rappers. You know the women rappers were automatically in for Kamala. Spinderella from Salt and Pepper. Uh, Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi, Glorilla, MC Light, all of the women rappers because they're women. Women understand women's issues. And Snoop Dogg has a gay daughter. Absolutely. That is correct. Yeah, it's correct. But the goal is to oppress. The goal is to keep marginalized groups oppressed. So I don't blame people for saying, oh, you're not welcome for Christmas or the holidays because of who you voted for. I don't blame family members for doing that. And we've seen a lot of that during the holidays last year of people saying, no, you're not invited to Thanksgiving dinner. Protect your peace. If you got to cut a family member off because of who they support politically, oh, well, it's tough love. I still love you, but I'm just going to love you from a distance because of who you support. You support somebody who hates our existence and people who are in your family of the groups that you hate. You voted against all of us. So I don't blame people for saying, I got to do this for me. So if you got to cut a family member off because of who they support, I don't blame you. So, as I was stating, before we wrap, because it's been a lot. Now the rollback of DEI. Target, what's another company? Target, Walmart, Ford, the car company. They've all rolled back on their DEI. Amazon, I'm not surprised. Now, it's tricky with shopping at Target because you got Black-owned brands and businesses in there. It's hard. It's going to be hard with that. But there's got to be, even shopping at grocery stores, because Walmart is one of the, it has a chain of stores across the country. And people go there. You have more options to get food, whatever you need. But, and now Walmart, Sam's Club, they've all donated to him, to his presidential library. So it's like, where do we go to shop now? And I think if somebody goes and creates a Black-owned supermarket, it's just a thing of getting the products to go in the store, the merchandise to go in the store. That's going to be the hard part. But before we close, I tell you guys to be vigilant. I want you guys to be aware. It's a woman, two Black women who did TikTok videos where they were giving people the resources. Like, it's over 1,000 Black-owned companies you can shop from. You can go to like a guide. It was a guide of just Black-owned businesses. Two Black women did. And I cannot remember their TikTok handles and names. But if you guys go and check out Politics by Tabitha, that's her name. That's where I get my information from. Again, another independent media news source. Not just myself. Andre has a platform as well too, and I'll let him plug it at the end of the convo. But check out Roland Martin. Roland Martin. Make sure that you're going also on Fanbase. I'm on Fanbase as well too. Because I knew the day that Mark Zuckerberg bent the knee in that what appeared to be a hostage video where he was looking over. I said, okay. If you're willing, free speech, we know what you mean by free speech. Because you were doing well before, but you want people to be able to say things about other marginalized groups. Be as just as ruthless as possible. That's what you want. So, fan base, Black owned, make sure that you go and you check out Isaac Hayes and support fan base. He is raising money by the day because people are investing into him. I love fan base. So I might start going on there, going live and doing shows on there. So definitely go and check it out. But I love Instagram too much because you get to add the cover art. I mean, he might come up with that. Who knows? So make sure that you are supporting Black companies, Black everything. Make their pockets hurt, as I told Richard yesterday. They don't want to shop shopping at their stores, your pocket's gonna suffer because just like y'all spend money, black people we spend money too. Make their pockets hurt and make them know it, y'all. Especially black women, you know we are the key consumers of cosmetics, makeup, hair, anything. We are the key consumers of that. So if y'all don't want to shopping at y'all stores, oh, we can gladly go elsewhere. But again, this is not the end, y'all. We're gonna get through this. It's gonna be a rough, bumpy ride. Some people are gonna get hurt along the way, but we have to be there to help our neighbors out. We really have to. It's gonna be tough, but I want you guys to be vigilant and aware. Like my mom would always tell me, see and don't see. You're going to see a lot of smoke and mirrors from this administration. They might get rid. Oh yeah, two gender. Let me touch on that before we wrap, Deshaun. And then I'm gonna let Andre give his thoughts because I feel like I've been going the whole time, but it needs to be said. And I know you guys feel worried, you feel despair, you feel all of these emotions. They might get rid of two intersex. Listen, yeah, he made it two genders. It can only be two genders, man and woman. But what about intersex? What about trans femme? What about trans mass? What about trans woman? What about trans man? What about non-binary? What about pan? Asexual? All of these, and then some. But we know what you're doing. Marco Rubio also rolling back on the passport. So when people go to try to get their passport marker changed, well, you just made it all women. You said it X. You just made it all women. You made the whole world women, and I'm pretty sure Andre doesn't want to identify as a woman. He identifies as a man. I am a woman. And I want to be identified as a woman as you guys treat me. So I mean, it's crazy. They're doing all of these things. You're stripping away trans people of our rights. Stripping. Because it's too woke for you. You're banning books out of the classroom in Texas and Florida. Black history. Did y'all know that they banned Toni Morrison's books? Thank the Lord I got some from a yard sale. That's another thing. There are Black-owned bookstores out here, so it's important that we educate ourselves. Just like the election, when we were telling you about Project 2025, and some of y'all will not believe in me or Andre or any other person. Deshaun is another one that warned you about it. Bubs warned you about it. Anybody who I'm in close proximity to that's a good friend or colleague of mine warned you about it. And I remember I was one of the ones saying, hey, it's real. Y'all didn't believe me. Y'all gaslit me. Oh, she's crazy. She don't know what she's talking about. When somebody is telling you danger is coming, danger is coming. Kamala Harris gave you the 911 call on that stage when I remember Anderson Cooper asked her, do you think he is a fascist? She said, yes, I do. That was her last chance to give y'all the 911 call. Again, I bet you had her, wish you had her now, but you still won't because she's Black and she's a woman. But we got a long way to go. Look out for your neighbors, look out for your family, make sure that they're good. If anything needs to be paid for or taken care of, invest into that family, help them out. This is what we're going to have to do. We are on our own, except for the Democratic leaders like Jasmine Crockett, who is very vocal, who is out here. She is the shining star, and I wish she would have been the speaker, but we still got I cannot remember his name.
Oh, Hawking.
I cannot remember his, not Raskin, the other one, Chuck Schumer.
Oh, Chuck.
We got him. I wanted AOC, but Nancy Pelosi was doing things behind the scenes. We need something young, fresh, new, fiery. And Jasmine is that. She is the shining star. Whenever this woman speaks, every clip goes viral. And people resonate with her message. She is for the people. So if I were to nominate another Black woman to run for president, I would nominate Jasmine Crockett. Because you need the type of energy, the type of energy that I have, that feisty, fiery energy that she also has too. And even though she says she wouldn't run for president, another black woman I would nominate would be Danielle Moody, Mary Trump Media. She's an educator. And Danielle a little bit crazier than me now. But yes, these are two black women I would surely rally behind. Another would be Areva Martin. Areva Martin is a prosecutor and attorney, well educated, and you remember her from HLN, CNN. These are three black women, prominent, who I would nominate to run for president if they were, and I would back it. But Danielle said no, she doesn't have any wishes of running for president. But uh, whoever the next candidate is, Democratic candidate, get on it, announce yourself, because nobody came to the forefront and said, I'm stepping up and I'm running for midterms in 2026. You got to fight back. As Andre said, you got to go for the nuts, because they are going to go for the nuts. They're going to keep stripping away people's rights. He already cut, when Biden signed the bill, basically cutting and lowering the prices on prescription drugs for your elderly family members, your grandmother, your great-grandfather, great-grandmother. You just basically took their meds away from them. And what happens when a person doesn't have their meds? They die. So somebody got to step up in my party, in our party, the Democratic Party. You got to step up. And I'm seeing Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, and so many others that are pushing back on everything that they're trying to do to harm us and kill us. You got to have that type of energy, that gusto that Jasmine Crockett has. When I say she is the shining star, she is the shining star, because this woman goes viral almost every single day for anything that she says, because she says what we are thinking, the people are thinking. So she put out a video, I think it was the day before, where she said, hang in there, about them cutting federal aid to all of these safety net programs that people need. You're going to take WIC away from women who just had a baby. You're going to take WIC away from them. Supplemental income that they need for their babies, for their children. And you want to take food out of their children's mouths. And then for the nerve of this Republican McCormick, they was tearing your ass up on social media, rightfully so. How dare you sit up here and say the children can go get a job in McDonald's? I know the CNN news anchor, I surely wish, this is what I was saying, my CNN has bent the knee. They've lost their values. And you see it when Abby Phillip does her platform. Why are we giving them a platform? To spread lies, to spread bigotry, racism, misogyny. I would never invite any of them on my platform. So you don't have to worry about it. This Style by Stevie is going to continue to be inclusive and try to have people to get an open mind, but I would never sit. So I won't lower my values that low. I just can't do it. No. So before we wrap, Andre, any thoughts?
Basically, the way I think they're trying to do things right now is they're mocking our culture, they're trying to strip away our culture, and they're almost embarrassed to even have it as part of the fabric of this country. We can't let that happen. We got to support each other. We got to support black businesses, and we should celebrate our damn asses off when it comes to our history, because we've come a long way. We're not going to stop. And as far as I'm concerned as a filmmaker, I'm not going to shut up when it comes to my own values and my feelings. And we're going to try to keep going out there and push back on this shit. That's all we can do these next 4 years, unless there's a God given miracle.
Oh yeah, and my friend Ricky, I was texting him earlier. He was saying, well, this guy can be impeached. Too late for that, don't you think? Mitch McConnell should have been done that.
Yeah.
Merrick Garland should have been looking into that. Y'all wasted time. And Mitch McConnell, you're not off the hook either.
No.
You're not, because you were one of the ones that enabled him. You were backing everything that he was doing. So no, it's too late for an impeachment. He was impeached twice. Unless you want to go down the Nixon road, and we know how the Nixon presidency ended. Be aware, be vigilant to everything that is going on. Uh, Make sure that you're supporting mainstream outlets. And Andre, plug your outlet so that everyone can go and check it out. And the film is called Dismissal Time. In a time where diversity, equity, and inclusion and the Department of Education, which will be ran by Linda McMahon.
Yeah.
Remember Betsy DeVos? Linda McMahon, WWE, y'all. I'm not exaggerating. This is real. Yeah. Her husband, who's also a predator, she's getting sworn in the cabinet. So I can't wait to see her confirmation hearing. I know it's going to be a circus, and I don't expect to see it. So, Andre, definitely let them know about your platform and your films.
Yeah, so you can learn more about me. I have my link tree on my Instagram, AJEPYX. So I'm on Facebook. I'm on TikTok as long as there's still a TikTok. I'm on Blue Sky. I don't use X anymore. And I also have my official website, ajepixproductions.com. Also my personal website, www.andremjoseph.com. And we will have big news about Dismissal Time very soon in terms of maybe getting it on broadcast television in a couple of
Yeah.
months as well as data. So follow me on those pages and you'll learn more about that very soon.
All right, fashion dolls. And I'm going to leave you guys with the final thought of the day, which comes from Roy T. Bennett. Roy T. Bennett says, when the going gets tough, put one foot in the front of the other and just keep going. Don't give up. That's what they want. Surround the news outlets, flood the zone with things that drive us crazy. Every day it's a new update, something coming out to the point where we just give up. And yes, it gets tiring, but we have to be aware and let our people know. So I will keep informing my people, Black people, our people, any marginalized group on what is coming, the dangers that is coming. So I want you guys to remember that. Be vigilant, be aware, look out for your neighbor, call, text, groups, anything, form community, organize, mobilize. And I'm seeing all of you that are doing it more than ever. And the film is called Dismissal Time and the Vendetta. Please check out, I would recommend Dismissal Time because in this climate where we are talking about the Department of Education, Black kids who are doing amazing, earning so many college degrees, all these things, you need to check it out. Definitely. And Andre, as always, I'd love to have you back on the
Yeah.
show. It's great chatting with you. All right, Fashion Dolls, and joining me tomorrow. Make sure you guys tune in. We have Ryan Keith joining me. I love you. I want you guys to be safe. This conversation will be uploaded to Style by Stevie Daytime on YouTube. And I see you guys are subscribing and enjoying the season. Season 19 has been a blast. I'm having so much fun. And I thank you all for supporting. And make sure that you are also supporting Black platforms across the spectrum, independent media outlets who are reliable. So you know I'm gonna give you the truth. All right. Thank you all so much. Lanny Lane 13, great
Oh, my
show.
mom.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Your
Yeah.
mom? Hi, mom. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I appreciate you all for just tuning in, engaging, enjoying the show, enjoying the content. We'll be back tomorrow, and I love you all. Y'all be safe. And in these dangerous times, please protect your peace and sanity. I love you. Take care.